What if your presence itself could change a room? Not through your words or actions, but through a silent, centered quality within you. Something that causes others to quiet their minds without reason, draws children to your side in a busy space, or makes animals become calm and observant. What if you have spent your life overlooking these moments, seeing them only as chance occurrences? They are not. They are echoes of a deeper truth. The path of understanding begins now. You see, there is a quality that modern methods struggle to measure, yet every ancient wisdom tradition understood it. They saw it not as a magical force, but as a cultivated presence, an inner stillness that emanates outward. We are all streams of living energy, but most people's presence is scattered, shallow, moving without direction. Their inner world is like a candle flame flickering in a storm. Yet there are others, and you may be one of them. Individuals whose inner state is so calm, so centered, that it brings a profound sense of harmony to the space around them. How can you recognize this within yourself? It often starts with a feeling you've had since childhood, one you were taught to disregard. Before we explore these signs, recognize that you are on a journey of self-discovery. This space is a community for seekers like you. If this path of inner cultivation resonates with you, consider subscribing and joining us. Together, we explore these profound truths, and a simple gesture of sharing this can extend the circle of awareness. Now, let's share an insight. My presence is my practice. This is a powerful declaration of your journey. Let's bring this energy into our community. Type, "My presence is my practice," in the comments below to affirm your commitment to this path. The first sign, perceiving the spaces in between. Have you ever entered a bustling room and felt a sense of profound observation? Not superiority or detachment, but a fundamental awareness of a different current flowing beneath the surface. You engage, you smile, you speak the needed words. Yet, a quiet part of you remains still, observing the interplay of life from a place of deep calm. This is not social discomfort. It is the mark of a centered presence, the capacity to be both in the world and rooted in a deeper awareness simultaneously. Most people are swept away by the surface currents of life. What to do next, how they are seen, the noise of the day. But you are anchored in the quiet depths. One foot on the shore of the physical world, the other in the silent ocean of being. You sense the unspoken truths that others miss. Think for a moment. How often have you sensed what was needed in a situation before it was obvious? The intuition of who is calling, a thought of a person, followed by their message. An immediate sense of dissonance when someone is not being true while others are unaware. This is not coincidence. This is your awareness perceiving the subtle connections that bind us all. While others focus on the sounds, you understand the silence. While others see the waves, you feel the tide. But this awareness carries a certain weight, does it not? The burden of perception. When your presence is this open, this sensitive, you don't only experience your own inner state, you feel the echoes of everything around you. The sorrow in a room becomes a quiet ache in your heart. The unspoken joy becomes a gentle warmth. A walk through a marketplace can leave you feeling deeply weary, not from the movement, but from having processed countless streams of human experience. This leads to something even more profound, something that might clarify why you have always felt this way. The second sign, the reflection effect. Here, the path becomes truly insightful. If what I am about to share resonates, your experience in the comments would be a gift to us all, for this is a pattern seen in many who walk a path of deep inner work. The people around you begin to shift, not because you intend to change them. Often, you are doing nothing more than being present. Yet your very being acts like a still, clear pool of water. Old friends might suddenly see their own life path more clearly after sharing tea with you. Acquaintances may share their deepest vulnerabilities with you. You might often hear, "I'm not sure why I'm sharing this," or "I have never spoken of this before." It is as if your centered presence creates a space of safety, where the truth feels welcome. But here is the essence of it. This clarity is not always comfortable for them. Your grounded nature implicitly reveals anything that is not true, anything out of harmony. And sometimes, people are not prepared for that reflection. This is why your relationships may follow a distinct pattern. People are either deeply drawn to your stillness, or they feel an unspoken discomfort. A middle ground is rare. Your presence does not invite superficiality. It asks for authenticity, for depth, for growth. Consider your past connections. How many people have said that knowing you shifted their perspective, that you came into their lives at a pivotal moment? Yet, how many have also drawn back because the clarity you embody, not through intention, but by your nature, was more than they were ready to face? This is not a cause for sadness. It is the nature of a centered being. You are not meant to be tepid. You are meant to be a clear mirror, and the reflection you offer is a transformative gift, whether others are ready to receive it or not. The third sign, the web of meaningful events. The influence of your centered state extends beyond your interactions with people. And here we touch upon a truth that may seem beyond belief to some, but if your presence is truly grounded, you have lived this your entire life. Life seems to arrange itself around you in a harmonious way. This is not about wishing for things to happen. It is something far more organic and profound. The flow of life seems to guide you to the right place at precisely the right time. You miss your train, and on the following one, you encounter someone who illuminates your path. You feel an intuitive pull towards a book on a shelf, and it holds the exact wisdom you have been seeking. You decide to walk a different way home, and learn later that you avoided a major disruption. These are not small miracles. This is your inner harmony resonating with the greater harmony of existence. When your inner state is clear and steady, you move with the great river of life, not against it. Some are exploring how our inner state can influence our outer world, how attention shapes reality. But you have been living this truth for as long as you can remember. The question is, have you continued to see it as a string of fortunate accidents? Or are you starting to recognize the beautiful pattern? If this is making you reflect on all those perfectly timed moments in your life, take this moment to subscribe to this channel. We are exploring these deep patterns of life, and I invite you to be part of this journey of understanding. The fourth sign, the phenomenon of imbalance. Now, there is an observation that can be difficult to accept, but it is vital for protecting your inner peace. You will often be sought out, not with ill intent, but through a law of nature. Just as water flows to dry ground, those with ungrounded, restless inner states are unconsciously drawn to your stability. They do not intend to cause disharmony. Most are not even aware they are doing it, but they can sense your quiet strength, and they seek its balance. You know these encounters. After spending time with certain individuals, you feel depleted. Not tired from activity, but emptied, as if someone has drawn from your inner wellspring. They may be kind people, people you care for, but on an energetic level, they are drawing from your stability because they have not yet learned how to cultivate their own. This is why you may require more solitude than others. It is not because you are unsocial. It is because your inner well needs time to replenish, to return to its natural fullness without the constant draw of other energies. But observe this as well. Have you noticed that when you are feeling especially grounded, especially centered, these draining encounters happen less frequently? Plans may change. They may suddenly be occupied elsewhere. This is not chance. This is your presence, when full and complete, naturally maintaining its own harmonious boundary. The fifth sign's a timeless knowing. This brings us to what may be the most profound quality of all, something that feels deeper than this single life, beyond your current form. If you possess a truly grounded presence, you carry within you a form of timeless knowing, not a memory of events, but an intuitive understanding, a deep wisdom. You grasp truths you have never formally studied. You simply know things you have not been taught. At times, you will encounter a deep spiritual concept for the first time, and it will feel not like learning, but like remembering. as if someone finally gave words to a silent truth you have always carried within. This is because a centered presence is often a sign of deep inner work, perhaps cultivated over many lifetimes of experience. A consciousness that has traveled far, gathering wisdom, refining its essence, preparing for a purpose. What that purpose is, only you can uncover. But the reality that you are here, listening, and feeling a resonance in your core, that is not an accident. You are remembering the truth of who you are, the shadow of this path. But I must be truthful with you about something many guides will not speak of. Possessing this centered presence is not always a path of light. It brings with it shadows, challenges that can feel immense if not understood. The sense of being apart can be difficult at times, can it not? When you see, feel, and know so much, but find it difficult to share because most are not yet ready to listen. When you feel you must soften your clarity simply to let others be comfortable. When you must pretend you do not sense what you sense, do not know what you know. The weight of the world's emotional currents can feel overwhelming. A visit to a crowded place can feel like navigating a turbulent sea of conflicting energies. A family gathering can require days of quiet recovery, not from social fatigue, but from energetic saturation. And perhaps the most difficult challenge of all, the doubt, because the world does not often validate what you perceive. There are no easy explanations. And in your quietest moments, you may wonder if it is all in your mind. If you are simply different, broken, or too sensitive, let me offer this perspective. You are not broken. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it is a profound instrument. The challenge is not to become less than you are. The challenge is to learn how to be a wise steward of your gift, to guard your inner peace, and to offer your presence with intention. The greater truth, because here is what is truly unfolding on a larger scale. This is important, so allow these words to settle. We are living in a time of profound change. Some ancient traditions saw this as a great turning of ages. Modern thinkers speak of an acceleration of consciousness. Whatever language we use, the truth is the same. Humanity is undergoing an awakening. The separation between our inner and outer worlds is becoming thinner. And those with a centered presence like you are not just witnessing this shift. You are anchors within it. Your grounded state is not solely for your own journey. It is a stabilizing force that contributes to the collective harmony. Every person you meet, every space you enter, every clear intention you hold, it all creates gentle ripples in the collective awareness. This is why you have always felt a quiet sense of purpose. Not an ambition for greatness, but a simple knowing. The sense that you are here for a reason, even if that reason is still unfolding. The practice of presence. So, what do you do with this awareness? How does one live with such a presence in a world that often values noise over stillness? First, cultivate unwavering trust in your own perceptions. That quiet knowing you possess. Honor it. Those meaningful alignments of events. Observe them. That feeling of being different. See it as your path. You are not strange. You are awake. Second, learn to be a conscious steward of your inner space. This requires setting clear boundaries, not just physically, but energetically. It means learning to clear your inner world regularly through stillness, quiet time in nature, or whatever practice brings you back to your center. It means being mindful of who you share your time with and where you place your attention. Third, and this is essential, cease lessening your clarity to make others comfortable. The world needs your full presence, not a diluted version of it. Yes, some may feel unsettled. Yes, some may distance themselves. But others, the ones who are ready, will be reminded of their own inner stillness by your example. They will remember their own depth because you had the courage to embody yours. If these words are resonating, if you feel that stirring of recognition, leave a comment and share your journey. One of the most strengthening things we can do is to find one another, to support this shared path, to validate this common experience. You are not walking this path by yourself. There are more of us than you can imagine. The sacred responsibility. With great clarity comes a deep responsibility. Not the kind found in stories, but something far more subtle. When your presence is centered, your thoughts have greater resonance. Your intentions carry more weight. Your inner state creates larger ripples. You are no longer responsible only for your own experience. You are an active participant in weaving the fabric of our shared reality. This is why inner cultivation is not optional for someone like you. It is essential. Every shadow you embrace with compassion, every old wound you tend to, every limiting view you release, it does not just change you. It changes the field of awareness around you. It makes it easier for others to heal, to grow, to awaken. Reflect on the last time you committed to deep inner work. Did you not notice that soon after, people around you began to have their own shifts? A partner suddenly opened up about feelings long held in silence. A friend finally found the courage to leave a draining situation. A family member started to question long-held assumptions. This is not a coincidence. This is the effect of a centered presence engaged in its own conscious unfolding, the ultimate realization. And now we arrive at the deepest truth of all. The one that, once fully understood, changes everything. Your presence is not something you have. It is what you are. You are not a physical body that possesses a field of energy. You are a field of conscious presence, temporarily experiencing itself through a physical body. The body is a vessel for a short time. The presence, the awareness, the essence of who you are, that is timeless. This may be why you have always felt that, on some level, you don't entirely fit in this world, because a part of you remembers what it is to be pure awareness. You recall the freedom of being without form. You recall the truth that many have forgotten, that we are boundless beings having a temporary human journey. And here is the beautiful paradox. You are here, now, with all your awareness, with all your clarity. You are here in this form, in this often challenging time, on this complex planet. Why? Because this is the garden where consciousness learns and evolves. This is where compassion is learned through separation, where light is known through darkness, where stillness is discovered amidst the chaos. You are not here in spite of your centered presence. You are here because of it. So, where does this leave you? Standing at a fork in the path, perhaps. On one road, you can continue to question yourself, to soften your clarity, to pretend you are just like everyone else. That way can seem safer, less demanding. But on the other path, you fully step into your nature. You stop apologizing for your depth. You stop hiding your knowing. You stop pretending you do not see what you see, feel what you feel, know what you know. You become the person you came here to be. And listen, I know this can feel daunting. I know the responsibility can feel heavy at times. But here is the secret: you do not have to walk it alone. There are others like you, cultivating their presence, remembering their purpose, stepping into their truth. We are cultivating a new way of being, one awakened heart at a time, the transformation. Because here is what happens when you fully embrace your centered presence. Life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a dance. Meaningful events are no longer surprising, they become a natural part of the flow. Relationships are no longer draining, they become nourishing as you attract those who resonate with your clarity. Your work is no longer just a task, it becomes aligned with your purpose. But most importantly, you stop feeling that you are strange or broken or too much. You realize that you are precisely as you are meant to be, that your sensitivity is your strength, that your depth is your gift, that your difference is not an error, it is your purpose. The world needs people who can hold a space of stillness, who can anchor peace in troubled places, who can remain centered when all around is in motion, who can choose compassion when others choose fear, who can see the truth when others are lost in illusion. The world needs your centered presence, operating at its full, quiet power, the final truth. And so we reach the end of this reflection. But in reality, it is a new beginning. Because now you are aware. You cannot become unaware. You must now choose what you will do with this understanding. But let me leave you with one final insight, and it is the most vital one today. Your presence is powerful not because you are special, but because you remember that every being has a special light within. Your clarity shines not to separate you, but to remind others of their own inner stillness. Your strength is not meant to make you superior. It is meant to make you a servant of truth, of compassion, of the awakening of all beings. Every person you meet is a sleeping mountain, a forgotten ocean, and your centered presence is like the sun, gently, and sometimes not so gently, warming them, inviting them to remember their own vastness. So, the question is not truly whether your presence is powerful. The question is, how will you share that presence? Will you use it to feel separate, to judge those who are not yet awake? Or will you use it to serve, to love, to help lift others into their own remembering? Will you hide it out of fear, or will you share it with courage? Will you doubt it, or will you trust it and truly begin to live? The choice is yours. It always has been. And that, perhaps, is the ultimate sign of a powerful presence. The realization that you have the power to choose, in every moment, who you are and how you offer your being to this world. You are not like everyone else. You never were. You never will be. And that is perfectly as it should be. The world does not need another echo. It needs your original note in all its clear, resonant, and transformative beauty. So be present, not because you have to, not because I say so, but because it is who you are. It is why you are here. Because somewhere in the noise, someone is lost, and your stillness might be the very thing that helps them find their way home to themselves, to their own inner peace, to the truth of who they truly are, just as you are finding your way home right now. Welcome home, peaceful soul. Welcome home. If this message has touched a quiet place within you, if you felt that deep recognition, please share this video with another who may need to hear it. Subscribe to this channel if you wish to continue this journey deeper into these mysteries. And leave a comment, sharing your own experience with your centered presence. Your story may be the calm reflection someone else needs to see today. Remember, you are not alone. You are not strange. And you are most certainly not too much. You are exactly enough. You are perfectly present. And you are right on time. Until we meet again, walk in peace. The world needs the gift of your stillness more than you know.